Welcome to ANS Solver question 7. 20 students each record the mass p grams of their pencil case. The table below shows the results. Calculate and estimate mean. So mean in these cases has the formula summation fx summation f. In these cases, I mean when when there is frequency involved. So how you find summation fx is you multiply the middle term of the class width with the frequency. So 0 to 50, the middle term would be 25. Basically, you take the average of the class width and multiply it by the frequency. So 25 multiplied by 2 would be 50, plus the average of 50 and 100, 75, and 75 into 5 would be 375. The average of 100 and 125 would be 112.5, and 112.5 into 4 would be 450. The average of 125 plus and 150 would be 137.5, and this multiplied by 6 would be 825. Average of 150 and 200 would be 175, and 175 into 3 would be 525, divided by the summation of the frequency. So that would be 20 students. Now all you need to do is simplify and get an answer. So 50 plus 375 plus 450 plus 825 plus 525, whole thing divided by 20. You will get the answer as 111.25. And you can either leave your answer like this, or you can give it in 3 decimal places, 3 significant figures, that is 111. But I would suggest that you give an exact answer like this, 111.25 grams. Now let's move to part A2. Use this frequency table above to complete the cumulative frequency table. So what they mean is, suppose if they are asking for the probability less than 50, so that would be 2, as they've given here. Less than 50 is the frequency is 2. Less than 100, right here, the frequency would be 2 plus 5, so that would be 7. Like that you continue for the remaining. So less than 125 would be 4 plus 5 plus 2, which is 11, and less than 150 would be 6 plus 4, that is 10, plus 5, which is 15, plus 2, which is 17. This will be our final answer for part A2. Now let's move on to part A3. A student is chosen at random. Find the probability that the student has a pencil case with a mass greater than 50. So lesser than 50 is 17, as we calculated right here. So greater than 50 would be the difference between 20 and 17, because 20 is the total. So that would be 3 divided by the total number of students, that is 20, leaving us with the final answer as 3 by 20. Now let's move on to part B. Some students each record the mass mkg of their school bag. Adil wants to draw a histogram to show this information. So as you can see, the height of the histogram has been given to you, and the class width has been given to you. So as you can see, you can find a constant to multiply your height of the bar width to find the frequency. So that would be, in this case, 32 divided by 1.6, which is equal to 20. And even in the last case, 42 divided by 2.8 is also equal to 20. Therefore, you know that that is your constant that you need to multiply with your height of the bar of the histogram to get your frequency. So 2 multiplied by 20 would be 40, and 1.2 multiplied by 20 would be 24. Therefore, these are your final answers for part B. Now let's move on to part C. The frequency table below shows the information about the number of books read by some students in a reading marathon. Now again, there's frequency involved, so we will use the formula summation fx is equal to divided by summation f. So we know the mean, so we can use the mean formula, that is mean is equal to summation fx divided by summation f. So 4.28 is equal to, we have to multiply the x value, that is the number of books, with the frequency. So 1 multiplied by 2 would be 2, 2 multiplied by 2 would be 4, 3 multiplied by 16 would be 48, 4 multiplied by 10 would be 40, 5 multiplied by 9 would be 45, 6 multiplied by 4 would be 24, 7 multiplied by x would be 7x, and 8 multiplied by 2 would be 16. The whole thing divided by the total of the frequency, that would be 2 plus 2 plus 16 plus 10 plus 9, 2 plus 2 plus 16 plus 10 plus 9 plus 4 plus x plus 2. So we can leave it as 45 plus x, because we need to find x. So now we can take the total of the numerator and we can move the denominator to the other side of the equation. So when you move a division to the other side of the equation, it becomes multiplication. So 4.28 multiplied by 45 would be 192.6 plus 4.28x is equal to 2 plus 4 plus 48 plus 40 plus 45 plus 24 plus 16. So therefore that answer would be 179 plus 7x. Now let's group together the x values. So we'll take the 4.28 to the other side and the 1.79 to the other side. So positive when moving to the other side of the equation becomes negative. So when we do that, 192.6 minus 179 will give us 13.6 is equal to 7 minus 4.28. Since the variable is the same, you can minus the coefficients. So that would give us 2.72x. So you can take the 2.72 to the other side. Multiplication when taken to the other side of the equation becomes division. So 13.6 divided by 2.72 is equal to 5. Therefore x is equal to 5. And therefore this is your final answer for part C1. Now let's move on to part C2. Write down the mode. So mode is a number, is the x value which has the most frequency. So in this case 16 would be the most frequency, and therefore your mode would be 3 books. Now let's move on to part C3. Write down the median. So median is the middle number. Now there are 50 numbers. So you're not going to sit down and write or make a list of those 50 numbers. All you need to do is find the position of the number. So that would be 50 divided by 2, which is the 25th position, because it's the middle number. So how you would do that is, since you would take a cumulative frequency, so you would keep adding the frequencies until you get to a point where the number is more than 25. So 2 plus 2 would be 4, 4 plus 16 would be 20, and 20 plus 10 would be 30. Now 30 is more than 25, therefore we know that the median lies in this range, or that particular x value, and therefore your final answer for part C3 is going to be equal to 4 books.